Hey, what is up developers? Welcome back to a new video. So in today's video, we're gonna build a nodejs server, and this video is not a single video. This video will be converted to a series in which we will build a whole RESTful API that will contain the CRUD applications, and we will also do testing with Postman. But in the end of this series, so it's this is the first video of this series in which we will build this simple nodejs server. In the next video, we will just connect the database to the application to the server, and in the other videos we will just go on and complete this whole project. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so to create a nodejs server, I have already created a folder for myself in the VS Code. We're going to need a framework which is called express.js. It's the nodejs framework that is used to create the server. So to get the express.js and install the express.js inside the application, but before that, we have to initialize the node.js application. To initialize the node.js application, we have to run the command, which is npm init-y. So this command will just initialize the Node.js application. It will actually create a package.json file that you can see here, and it just adds this boilerplate code, which is the getting started script that will be inside this package.json script that is needed to run the application. The script is necessary. Okay, so this script contains the name of your application. This is the default name, which is being fetched from the current directory of your application. And in this file, we have to make some changes here. But first of all, let's just run this application as it is. So to run the Node.js application, we have to run npm run serve. Okay, so we are getting some errors. And as you can see here, we are getting the missing script serve. Okay, so we have to add a script here inside the scripts object, which will be serve, and it will target a file using node initialization. It will target a file which is called server.js. So this server.js file will contain all of the express.js server code to actually run the server on the backend in the terminal. Okay, so we have to run that command again, but now we are getting another error, which is we added this serve script here in the scripts object, but we don't have actually the server.js file. So to create the server.js file, what we'll do, we will run the command touch server.js. So now we have the server.js file. Let's run the command again. It's running fine, but we are not seeing any server running. We cannot access the server in the browser because we don't have any code inside the server.js file. It's empty. But before that, we have to make another change here, which is that we have to modify this main argument here, because when the Node.js application is being run, it just target the main file of your application. So you just have to change this to server.js, because the server.js file will contain all of the code of our server Node.js server. And here we also have to make another change, which is not change. We have to make add another argument that will be type. Because we're going to use the ES6 syntax in this video, in this whole series, we're not going to go for the common JS syntax. So we'll just select the module here, which is the ES6 syntax. Now we have initialized the Node.js server, we have created the server.js file, we have made some changes which were necessary in the package.json file. But now we have to install the express.js framework that is needed to run and to create the Node.js server actually. So to get the express.js package, you can go to the npmjs.com, which is the official website, to get any package of JavaScript that you want for your application. So just search here express, and you will get the first link here. Just click on it and you will be redirected to the official documentation of the express.js. So here, don't just go through the documentation, just copy this command, come here, open the terminal, and just paste this here and press enter. This will install the express.js framework in our application. Okay, so the express.js has been installed. Now clear the terminal, but I'm not writing the code by myself, because this documentation also provides the getting started boilerplate to just run the Node.js application. So just copy this boilerplate and paste it here. And before running this application using the terminal and running the command npm run serve, we have to make the changes, some changes in this code, because as you can see, it's using the CommonJS syntax, and we are going with the module the ES6 syntax. So we have to just get rid of the CommonJS syntax and just write import express from express. Yeah. So this is actually the ES6 syntax we're going to need to run this application, to create this application. This boilerplate also contains default get request that will execute on this slash endpoint, and it will display this hello world string using the response send method. It will display this hello world string on the browser. It will run on the port 3000 and on localhost. Okay, so now let's just run this application. Finally, as you can see, we are getting no errors and the application is running. And if you want to access the application, so just go to the new tab, search localhost and 3000 port. As you can see, we are getting the string hello world, which is coming from this get request. And if we want to create a post request or any other get request here to, let's say, users, and inside this, if we want to get response like response.send hello users, and the suggestions I'm getting for my code according to my project is from AI code assistant, that is called tab9. I'm using this tab9 extension for almost a year and it's amazing. It helps me a lot for debugging in my code to create new projects. It just grabs all of your contents of your current project and just suggests you according to your project. Okay, so now we have created another get request here to slash users endpoint. Let's just save this and access this inside the browser. Let's just add here users. Okay, what it says that cannot get slash users. Actually, we have made some changes here in our code, but this Node.js server is not updating the code and rerunning the server. So to make our Node.js application to update the code whenever we refresh and do changes in our application, it just automatically updates the code and restart the server. So we need another package that is called nodemon. So we will just go to the npm website again and just search here nodemon. So the nodemon package actually does what? It just makes your Node.js application to restart automatically when you make any change in your application, and it just updates your code and restart your application, so you don't have to rerun your Node.js server again and again when you have to make any changes in your code. So here, let's scroll down, and we have to run this command because we want this package just for development purposes, not for production. So we will create another terminal and just paste this command inside the terminal. It will install the nodemon as a dev dependency, but not as production dependency. Okay, so the nodemon package has been installed. Clear the terminal. And now what we're going to do, we're going to just have to make some change inside the package.json file. We're going to add here, we're going to change the node to nodemon. Actually, now the nodemon will manage the server.js file, the code of the server.js file, and it will run the node.js server whenever we make changes in our server.js file or any other file of our application. So now let's just go to the previous terminal, kill the server here, clear the terminal, and here we have to run npm run serve. And now the application is running. As you can see, the nodemon is now running this application. This is the version of the nodemon package, and if I come here and make some changes, like if I go from users to user, and as you can see, I have autosave in my VS Code and my file has been saved automatically. So it just restarted the application, the Node.js server, and updated the changes in my file. So now let's just go to the browser, come here, and go to the endpoint user. And now as you can see, we are getting hello users. So this was all about creating a Node.js server in 2025. So in the next video, we're going to connect the MySQL server to this Node.js application. And after that, we will convert this application to a whole CRUD application RESTful API. So if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, keep supporting, and stay tuned for more.